Cybernation Uncensored.
Welcome back to Cybernation Uncensored. Forgive the glitch for being small in the corner. My name is Nigel. I am the storyteller for tonight. And before we start introducing our players and why we're dressed like this, newsflash, I do not have any children's clothes or my old teenage attires. I should preface with the usual disclaimer, and I know that I give this disclaimer every time, and most people tend to ignore the disclaimer every time, but specifically for tonight, I'm gonna need every one of you bastards to listen. We are going to be covering some horrible things. And for the last 29 sessions of this game, we have been telling a story about vampires and monsters and what monsters do in the dark. And we always had that veil of, these are monsters, these aren't humans anymore. And that's fine. Tonight we're removing that because we are going to be exploring the absolute worst that humanity has to offer and more, and the deepest depths of depravity that you can imagine, that these players can imagine. And while we have covered everything amongst each other, we cannot cover everything that an audience might be uncomfortable with. So if you need a break, please do take care of yourself, because there are going to be, I foresee, some fucked up things that are going to happen tonight. And this is your one and only warning. Take care of yourself. Watch your mental health. Take a step back if you need to. And for those of you who are going to stick around, I salute you for your emotional masochism. And I hope you enjoy what I'm not going to do to these players anymore, because they're going to do it to each other. Dorsley, start off and introduce yourself and your character, please.
Hi, I'm Dorsley, and I will be playing Ash Hargrave, and I'm dressed as young Ash Hargrave, circa 2007, 2008.
Happen.
My name is Captain, and I normally play Aaron Strangelove, but in these flashbacks, I will perhaps be playing Aaron Schmidt.
Petra.
Hello, I'm Petra. I'm going to be playing Cecil Ryan, the annoying kid with a drug addiction. And today, I'm going to do my special thing before rather than at the end of stream. Chat, if you guys can guess the exact price of this collector's edition version of Twin Peaks, the full series, the correct price of it, something special will happen.
You get to take it home.
No, that's my boyfriend. Would kill me. My boyfriend would kill me. No.
Shig.
I'm Shig, and I'm playing Renee Winslow. And I have space buns, but they keep getting cut off. And that's very sad. I'd spent a long time doing those.
Well, just put your hands behind them and they'll show up. All right.
I'll just be like this the whole time.
I've given your disclaimers. I've given you your warnings. Whatever happens from this point on, you were warned. So, instead of telling a vampire story tonight, we're going to be telling a human story.
I'll probably
Okay.
never watch it.
You're back. Sorry for the weird resolution, but last we left the story off, Ash and the rest of the coterie walked into the flesh house and met its steward. Ash is to be sacrificed to it, as it demands some form of sacrifice. Cecil wasn't having any of that. Following were the rest of the coterie, and they decided that they're going to save Ash, not fully knowing what they were signing up for. The three of you jumped into a memory of Ash's childhood, being locked away by some horrible kids. The three of you, and later on Ash, you were to take the mindset of someone in a dream. You're dropped in a situation, you don't necessarily know who you are, how you got there, but you're rolling with it. You're a blank slate. You are a child. Just a normal child. At this point, and this is how it's going to go for everyone, one by one, I'm going to give one of you, starting with Ash, the ability to narrate what happens and GM the trauma that the others are going to experience based on your own childhood. Now here's the twist. While you are narrating, you are not living your childhood trauma. You're not living the abuse. You are the abuser. So Ash, everything's been done to you. Please go ahead and do it to these players. What do these three children experience next?
Okay. So just to, again, preface how exactly we got here, you were invited by a group of some of like the cooler kids at your middle school to go to the quarry, which is where kids hang out sometimes. You've sort of been an outcast for a good chunk of your life, but in the last year, it's been really, really apparent that there's just something different, and for other reasons, people have been kind of steering clear of you. So you thought that this was maybe an opportunity to make friends. Once you start hanging out a little bit more, you start to get kind of a sinking feeling in your stomach. You know that something maybe isn't right, but you want to believe that maybe your intuition isn't correct. And the kids all decide that they are going to kind of prove their mettle and go down into the quarry. They suggest that you go down first. You immediately know that something is wrong. You say no. You don't want to go first. You're scared. But they tell you that either you go in or they're going to push you down there. So you slide down the steep hill made out of gravel and rocks, and you find yourself down at the bottom. It's around sunset. The sun is starting to go down, and the kids, all you can hear is them just laughing at you. And the laughing gets quieter and quieter as the sky gets darker and darker, and you are alone. There's no real way out with a bunch of rocks and no means of communicating anyone. So, what do you do? Anyone want to go first?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give all of us a few seconds. So just playing as kids of our character selves.
What's the vision like? Is there moonlight? Is there
There
nasty
is
shadows?
it's still relatively light out. It's still sunset, but you feel that you only have maybe like 30 minutes left of sun before it goes completely dark.
Mm.
You don't know what the moon is going to be like.
I imagine little Aaron at the bottom here, feeling this feeling of just having been shunned and put into this outsider role, is definitely going to just curl up and try and self-soothe at the bottom here. And so
A little.
rationalization.
I don't know. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
Mm-hmm. They're not going to process the emotions. They don't want to sit with those emotions, but they are going to try and logically think them through and logically think how I will get out of this situation, as a way of not sitting with that sinking gut feeling, that embarrassment, that otherism. Is there a role or anything that I would need to do to either better myself or to...
Yeah. Your willpower. Unless Ash has a better idea.
No, willpower.
You all have
is good.
access to an alternate sheet, by the way, so use those.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
My willpower sucks.
My willpower is so bad.
My willpower sucks. That's awesome. Holy shit. Okay, let me roll that. I'm a fucking moron. We got a 1.
Yeah. So I mean, out of 3, that's still, I'll count that as a success. So like, you start breathing slower. I don't know if you, at this time, at like 12, would have any techniques for breathing exercises, but as you kind of hug yourself in the fetal position, you begin to sort of feel the calming effects of what would be a hug, but you're doing it to yourself. So you slowly begin to calm down. But daylight is... You're losing daylight. But let's move on to anyone else. What do you do?
Diesel's going to try and use his fat little fingers to try and climb out of whatever hole they're in. So he's going to basically just, like, sort of like how a kid would try climbing a tree. He's going to try doing that with like the walls of whatever we're in. If it,
I would say that would be athletics and dexterity. While you're rolling for that, Renee, what do you do?
After sitting there for a few minutes, realizing what happened, she's first going to try to yell out, see if anyone is nearby.
And I would say for you, Renee, let's do performance and charisma for your role. For Cecil, unfortunately, the walls of the quarry are too steep, and they're not solid rock. They're made of gravel. So every single time you think you're getting headway, the gravel gives in and you just slide down. There's no real way to get any hold onto any rock. And yeah, you're okay. I was maybe gonna be a little mean, but I won't be mean yet.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bestial failure. Can
It
we
wasn't
even
a fail.
beast fail?
Nope, you are
Oh my
children.
god, that would be amazing. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. You can't bestial failure.
No crit fail, no crit success.
For Renee, you call out and it's pretty loud. You hear like echoing and things like that, but it's just too far outside of town. anyone who has worked in the quarry, they're gone for the day. There's nobody around. You don't hear anything coming back. And I would say about now, the sun is setting and it's starting to get darker. However, you all, I'm sure, being the little weird kids that you are, have one lighter on you. Because of course. Who of us wasn't a little obsessed with fire? Just me? Never mind.
Oh, I agree.
So you don't have a flashlight, but you do have a lighter with a small amount of butane in it.
Mhm.
The next move Aaron will make is one of maiden logic, to where while they probably still feel that sinking feeling below their gut, hopefully they have pushed it at least to the side so much to where it's not literally making them not want to move at all. And so they are going to think, well, this quarry has to have a staircase out, something that is more structured than just, this fall that I took. And they're going to essentially walk against the wall and then just pick a direction, and they're just going to keep walking, holding that lighter out until they either come across a metal-like staircase or just any object that they can sort of see.
Okay. So yeah, I would do intelligence investigation for you.
Boom.
Can you also make me an athletics and stamina roll?
Give me this. No.
Willpower.
My one dice. I can't willpower. I have 3 boxes.
You didn't put athletics in there.
So,
With each memory, is willpower going to reset, or does it
Nope.
carry? Oh my, yeah, I'm going to hold it then.
yeah. So you slowly make your way down the line. You pick a direction of where you think that there might be a staircase, but you can only see a tiny amount, and there's loose rock everywhere. So while you're making your way down towards where you hope stairs would be, you severely twist your ankle.
Oh no.
All right, I'll move on to the next person.
Oh no.
Who was after? I think it was Cecil.
Petra. Mhm.
Yeah, Cecil, what are you
Yes.
doing?
I'm going to follow a similar route with my lighter and see if I can sort of navigate through whatever darkness is ahead of me.
Okay. So same thing that Aaron is doing. Okay, so do
Yes.
the intelligence investigation and do a stamina athletics.
Look, not self roll. Yeah, that's intelligence and what, sorry?
While
Stamina and athletics.
while you are rolling, go ahead and roll. But for now, everyone in the chat, stay there. We will be back in literally 5 to 10 seconds while I fix this issue. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's
Okay.
Investigation, intelligence, and stamina and athletics.
We should be back. We're back. Thank you for staying. What was the roll result?
I don't know.
It was,
Describe
it was rolled privately, so I can't see it.
It was
Again.
Oh,
Stop rolling privately.
It was
on
was
the on the chat box. There's
zero. I will tell you the result. It's investigation intelligence 0, and then I rolled the other one publicly.
No, you didn't.
They're both
it's still private.
No,
Uh,
it says I.
Look at the chat box. There's like a self roll, private roll. Click the thing that looks like a globe icon.
I've clicked it and it's still not. I'm checking.
Well,
Is it a thing
it's
with
private.
the child Cecil page?
whatever you rolled, we'll go with that. Go ahead.
What did you roll for the stamina?
I rolled 2 successes for the
2
stamina.
successes. Okay, so you did not roll your ankle.
Let's go.
But you. Oh well. I'll let you know what happens in terms of finding a way out.
Yeah.
After that. Renee.
Yeah.
I'm going a different route here.
Okay.
I'm first gonna try to find if there are any like leaves or sticks, anything flammable, and then if there's like a metal rod or something, a big rock or something.
Okay. I would say, okay, you could do, I'd say either intelligence, investigation, or wits and survival.
Okay, well I got nothing in survival, so
Okay.
intelligence investigation.
Okay. Yeah, so you easily find there are all sorts of twigs and leaves and dried pieces of foliage that have fallen down from the neighboring woods around the quarry. So I'm assuming that you're trying to make like a torch or a fire of some kind.
Mm-hmm. As part 1, did I find a metal rod or something?
2 successes? Yes, I would say so.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna put everything flammable into a pile and wait to light it, but then just start banging the metal pipe on the rock or more metal to just make louder noise.
Okay. All right. So for those of you who are going along in the route, I would say, Aaron, you find almost like, it's not quite an elevator, it's not quite an elevator because it doesn't go like straight up and down. It goes like along the incline. I forget what those are called. You slowly make your way over towards that, and you go into the cabin of it, and you need a key in order to operate it. And this is the only way out that you've found so far. And there doesn't seem to be any key around or anything to get this thing going. But you have found a route outside or out of the quarry. And for everyone, you are starting to get extremely cold. As quarries, especially the bottom of quarries, it gets very, very chilly. And you did not bring a warm enough jacket to really withstand the kind of cold that is down here. For Cecil, you're walking around, but it seems like this quarry is endless. You're not finding anything, though you're able to get around relatively easily. Any loose rocks, you're able to shift your weight and not have any injury. You can't seem to find any sort of means out of here. It's just rocks and steep incline. For Renee, sound is emanating, but again, you're not really hearing. There's no people or anything like that. And you have set the fire, correct?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Then you are starting to get cold as well.
Okay.
The fire sounds pretty good right about now.
Yeah, I think after a while of banging the metal, she'll start the fire and just sit down and look at the stars and wait.
At this point, all of you, with your various means of trying to get out of here, you're feeling more and more hopeless. And it's probably been a couple of hours since you got down here. And you haven't heard anything. Do people even know that you're missing? Do they even care? That feeling of loneliness, of darkness, of cold is overwhelming, and you are terrified that if no one realizes that you're gone, are you going to die down here? I'm going to give you all one more round of a means of trying to get out. I'll start with Aaron.
So the elevator needs a key. Is it electrical in any way?
Yes.
I was just thinking, just past I'm gonna shock it. No.
Yeah, if only you had your Tremere abilities now, but you don't.
No, if only. Is the panel like accessible? Like to pull it open and just like access the wires and the circuits and the fuses and things like that?
Yeah, I would say it is.
Can I do my best to see where that main battery is that would probably kick it open or like kick it on, and see the connections to that key to try and see if I can jury rig switch it on with this lighter like in front of me?
That would be intelligence and technology. Fortunately, that is not enough.
There's 2.
It's not enough.
No, I need the 3.
Yeah.
Damn.
You needed a crit.
No, that's evil. Oh,
sorry.
man.
Great being a child, isn't it?
My fucking stupid hands.
And also, like, you don't have actual tools to be able to jerry rig any of this, and all of your light is literally a lighter.
I got my teeth.
You just don't. Yeah, you just don't have the visibility or the means to be able to jerry rig this, unfortunately. Unless you're like, yeah, you critted, and it's like, okay, well, I can't fight that. The dice have decided. Cecil.
Hey, as children, can we just kill ourselves?
No, that's not an option.
I imagine you do have the need to survive.
Yeah.
Instinct in you.
In this hellscape, if you try and do that, the like, I don't know, like whatever that like priest guy that we ran into is like, no, and he stops you. Not allowed to do that.
I would imagine he'd stop you. It would just take a lot of humanity.
Okay, Cecil was going to try and basically bash his head in as a kid, but since obviously he's going to probably die here, so I'm going to attempt one more time to leave, and if not, then Cecil's dead. How do I... So I'm in a complete dark tunnel, nowhere to see, I've lost myself. I'm pretty much in complete darkness apart from a lighter. The only way I can really get out is to try and navigate further into the tunnel system, so I'm going to try navigating further, and if not, then I'm dead.
So there's no tunnel. It's more of like a ravine or like a canyon. So it's like a long
It's like a V shaped.
Yeah, it's like a V shape with like a flat down in the bottom, but it's not like a cave system. At least not this quarry. There are other quarries that have like underground tunnels and stuff.
I'm fucked either way, so I'm gonna try. I legitimately don't know what to try. If I'm completely lost, then there's not really like a way for me to get out, so I'm going to...
I mean, you know, there is an option to just curl up in the fetal position.
You know what? It's not technically killing myself because I'm still trying to escape. I'm going to try jumping down a ravine.
You're already in there.
What do you mean? Am I not at the bottom?
You're at the bottom. Okay, you were at the top you jumped
Mhm.
down, and the entire quarry is like this shape with like a flat middle. There's no
Okay.
tunnels, so you're just down at the bottom of this. Like it's essentially like a ravine, like a canyon, but it's just not as deep.
Okay.
It's just too steep to climb up the walls of it.
Too steep. I tried finding my way like out of it, but it's just completely too dark. I lost to that. Are you sure I can't just like bash my head against a rock? Anything? Like
Yeah.
I can't hurt myself. Okay.
No, you're not. You're not getting out of this through that.
In that
Okay,
case,
I put a picture. Is that sort of accurate to how it would look?
in that case,
Yes.
I'm going to completely.
Yes.
In that case, I'm going to. Oh, well, it's not completely underground then.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no underground tunnels.
Yeah. You can see the sky and things like
Yeah,
that.
you can see the sky.
Okay, I'm going to try one more time to climb, and if not, then I'll capitulate and give up, and that will probably be my death.
Okay. All right. Then that's gonna be what was it? Dexterity athletics that I said? Yeah, dexterity athletics.
I really suck at being a kid. I really hope if we had the option to kill ourselves, it'd be so much easier. There we go.
Hey,
Okay.
Cecil, you want to know that? I think that's part of the point.
So you do, because you did get a 10, even though it wasn't a critical success. I will at least give you that you're able to make it up like a good halfway, and you find a little alcove where you can sort of sit. And it's a lot warmer there because it's not just down at the bottom. Now that you've kind of gotten up, it's at least a more comfortable temperature, and you can kind of see like the top now. It's not completely far away. So you're in a much safer position than you were.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
And Renee.
So with the light from the fire, is there any like place I can see that I can wedge the pipe in to be able to climb up and get higher?
That is an interesting idea. Okay. I would say let's do an intelligence investigation again. Okay. So you do see that, and you are able with that to also get up about halfway. Though it's actually colder where you are in comparison to you being near the fire. But you are now higher up along that. From here, you wait. I would say, Aaron, you are in the most dire shape because you are down at the bottom. You are so cold. You're shivering. It feels like this night has stretched on for days. But chances are you've really only been here for, I would say it's maybe midnight. Not too much time, but long enough to where you're cold and you're scared and you don't understand why no one has found you. And
Ash,
then you start to hear, oh yeah.
while this all happens, there's one thing that you hear.
Oh God.
This is not enough. What else lies beneath the surface? You are going to hear that, and something is going to pull out something much worse from the deepest parts of your mind. So explain what these three individually, they're not together, find themselves in that could be worse than this.
Okay. Well, let me pull up my notes. Oh, lordy. Okay. Trigger warning again to anyone. This memory will include a child predator. Nothing in detail, but just everyone be cautious, be safe. All right. You're pulled out of the quarry. It's about a year earlier. You're 10 or 11 years old. You find yourself in the community center of a church. You and your peers sit in a circle. Fragments of an argument flash through your head. You begged Mama not to go to youth group because you felt sick. You always feel sick when you go to youth group. You can't just make things up whenever you don't want to do something. I did not raise you to be a liar, Ashlyn. You tried to tell her before that you don't like the youth pastor Ryan, but she wouldn't hear any disparagement about such an upstanding member of the community. And while many in this town looks at the handsome young man and sees an angel, you see darkness emanating from his being. And behind his eyes, you see a monster. Being in this room, in his presence, under his gaze makes you ill. But if anyone knew what you were seeing, they'd think that you're crazy, and you just might be. As months go on, it only gets worse. You have visions of being underwater. You try to swim to the surface, but someone is holding you down. You're in a black abyss and you cry out, but you can't make a sound. It becomes too much. You have to do something. It's the night of youth group, and to ensure that you don't go, you make yourself sick so Mama believes you. You wait until the house is empty and you leave for Pastor Ryan's house. The doors and windows are locked, but fortunately, you do know a bit about lockpicking. After a few minutes, you get the door open, and you're in. A heavy weight hits you the moment you step through the threshold. It almost makes your knees buckle. And then suddenly, you feel a pull, like a tether tied around your waist, tugging you to a destination. You find yourself in his office, and as you get closer to the pull, your stomach sinks. It's coming from under his desk. You feel around the floorboards, you knock, and it's hollow. You pry up the false boards and you find a box. Inside, you find what you think might be Polaroids, but to you in this moment, they look blank. Whatever was actually there is enough to make you feel sick, though. You fight the bile creeping up in your throat, and tears fill your eyes. You don't understand what it is that you're seeing, but you know that it's wrong. But there's something else in the box. Teeth. Small teeth. And before you're able to process what this means, you hear keys entering the lock of the front door. You put the boards back and cling to the box. What do you do next?
Is there in the room, a window to the outside?
Yes, there is a window. But even when you try it, they are like sealed shut.
Okay. Is there a closet?
In the office, no, there is not.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to go as fast as possible to the next room and find like either a small closet or something that just has a lot of stuff there where I can hide in it.
Okay. Let's see. I would say that's going to be dexterity and stealth. Okay. You do make your way into a closet, but it makes a little bit of noise. Not enough to alert where it's coming from, but Ryan knows that there's someone in there. Though he already knew, as you can hear little beeps sort of coming, that you have an idea that he had a silent burglar alarm. And that's how he knew that there was someone in there and why he came home before youth group was over. Who's next?
On the way to the office, do I see anything like a landline phone or anything like that?
There was one in the kitchen, which the kitchen is like right off of the door that you entered. So it was basically like right along or towards where you would probably want to exit the house. And there's like a pretty decent sized like corridor. So if you were to go towards that, he would have full visibility.
Is there a room across the way of the office?
Yes, that would be the bathroom.
Can I see a window from the bathroom? Like, see the window of the office from the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything large in this office? Anything like I don't know, like a paperweight or anything that could feasibly be thrown through a window?
Yeah. I would say that there's like a paperweight in there that you could do that.
Okay. So here's the plan I'm thinking of doing. Is the computer accessible? Is it at like a home screen or anything like that?
Yeah.
I'm going to essentially ready a YouTube video that is just extremely loud. And I'm going to time it, or I'm going to try and time it so like I take this heavy object, I bust the window, and then I play that video at the same time. And then in doing that, I want to move across to the bathroom and then close the door to such a way where like under that bathroom door, can I like see underneath to see if legs enter that room?
I don't think you would be able to actually like see anything, but you might be able to view like shadows along the floor. It might not be exactly like exactly right, but it's definitely that's gonna be a higher roll for sure, and that's gonna be, I'm gonna say, wits and subterfuge.
Because the plan was to draw him to that room by breaking the window, and then using the loud sound to hopefully cover me leaving in the hall.
Is there another role that you would like to argue, lawyer style, that I could have you roll instead if you would rather not do that?
I mean, I'm thinking like
Subterfuge is a skill that covers anything about misdirection.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing that I will have to say. You are a child, which means you act before you realize you're good enough to do it.
Okay.
You declare the action before you find what the role is.
You said with subterfuge then?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I will do it.
Children
I
always
like that
think they're
idea.
smarter than they are.
Okay.
At least it's a
Oh
one.
no.
You got
At
it.
least it's a one. It's my natural.
So, okay, here's what happens. You try and do this, but because you have this box with you as well, that is also kind of cumbersome. It's hard to get everything timed. And before you're able to move to the bathroom in time, Ryan finds you in the room. And all of a sudden, you're snapped back to the moment that the key is hitting inside the door. You saw an option, but that wasn't the right one.
Shit.
Looks like Ash's abilities are actually helping you in this situation.
Interesting. Okay. Move on to.
Yeah, Cecil.
So what floor are we on? Like, to specify.
Ground. It's just it's a single story house.
Okay, and there's a bathroom, right? That's accessible?
Yes, there's a bathroom across the way. If you're exiting the office, to the left is the front door and the living room. To the right is the kitchen, dining area, and the back door. But it
Okay,
is a little bit longer.
my spatial awareness is trash. I'm only going by room names only. So I'm going to go into the kitchen and open all the drawers and see if there's anything in the drawers from anything I can access.
In the drawers to see if there's anything. Okay. Is there anything, like, are you looking for a weapon? Are you looking for, like, what type of thing are you looking for in this office?
I am looking for specifically like a small knife or like anything sharp and pointy. This is my first time for my second plan. My second plan is so much more disgusting, but this one's the first option.
So you do find a letter opener. There is a letter opener in there. And you can find that pretty easily.
Great.
And you can hear the footsteps getting closer to the office.
Okay, I hide it in like the back of my shoe. Is there any other pointy objects or anything else that?
That would be the only one.
Okay, are there any other objects in general, like anything I could grab? Oh.
Like the paperweight, but again, you have the box in one arm, and since you're only like 10 or 11 years old, like it's rather cumbersome for your body.
Okay, yeah, I close the drawers and yeah, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. I'll close the drawers and I'm ready.
Okay, so you see the man turn the corner and immediately is furious and also terrified because someone's found out his secret, and he lunges towards you. Do you grab the letter opener?
Yep, letter opener, and I'm gonna go stab for
Yeah, let's do dexterity melee.
Dexterity melee. Oh, I wish you could throw hands as much as Cecil.
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Well,
you're not
you are
putting your fist
Cecil.
through those guys'
You're a
chests.
scared child.
Yeah.
Hey, dexterity and brawl, right? Was it dexterity and melee?
Dexterity melee.
Do you have a better roll with your fists?
Okay. Unfortunately, you try and jab, and he can see immediately the action is written all over your face, so he knows exactly what you're gonna do with that, and he gets out of the way and grabs onto you, and you're back where you were by the desk. Keys.
Oh god. Okay.
The door.
My second plan is going to be okay.
Ash,
Okay. Yes.
something speaks out again and just says, "Let's see if they do any better than the voices in your head." From this point on, Aaron, Renee, and Cecil, you, with your individual skills as children, will act as little Ash's direction. 3 minds, 1 body, and whoever gets the highest successes will be the action that you take. So carry it on from him about to open the door.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. So you all are back right next to the desk. You're leaning down. All of this has just happened, and you hear the door beginning to open. As a group, as one person, what do you do?
Okay, well, I had an idea. That was when I was in the closet. So
I
think we should run into like a main room.
I was going to suggest my plan was going to be, my second plan was to be to cover myself in toilet water, because obviously what's going to happen next, that'd be the best way to dissuade it, unfortunately. So that's my idea.
I don't think it would save your life, though. What was I going to say? We could smash window and just dip and just hope that we can run screaming and hollering down the block. But
Make no mistake here, you guys aren't able to plan. Each of you come up with an individual action, and whoever rolls highest
I see.
wins, and that's what Ash
I
does.
misunderstood. Okay, so we'll say because Renee hadn't been caught yet. What were you planning to do after the closet?
So I was gonna try to pinch myself as hard as I can to start tears coming, and then go out and just start crying and tell them that I had no place to go. I didn't know what else to do, so I came here.
with the box.
Do I have the box? I forgot.
You have the box.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it in the closet.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it hidden in there.
Okay, so that is Renee's plan. Okay, so Cecil, your plan was to cover yourself in toilet water.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, Aaron, what was your plan?
Aaron is going to go deeper and try and find where like his bedroom is or something like that, and just try and go underneath the mattress, and then just essentially be quiet for a long, long time until he goes again.
Okay. So for Renee, that would be manipulation for sure, but then either performance or persuasion. Whichever, I'll let you choose between those two. God, what do you even roll to cover yourself in toilet water? What is?
Doesn't he have to run across the hall to do that?
Yeah, that's true. So I would say dexterity and stealth first for Cecil. I would say for Aaron, it's kind of like a 2-part. So I would say first do your dexterity and stealth, and then we'll see after those rolls. Okay.
I thought, okay.
Well, because in order to find the bedroom, you have to be sneaky first.
That's an even.
0, 1, 2.
So you all of a sudden are all in the closet, and you leave the box in there and are crying. You basically say, like, what Renee, what you said, that you didn't have anywhere to go, that you came here. Let's see. 2. He does slowly walk to you, and it seems like he is more relaxed, not as paranoid, but is still very curious as to why there is, a child who was not at youth group that is now in his house. And he comes down to your level and says, that's okay. You can come here anytime. What happened? You can tell me anything.
Okay. She's gonna still keep crying for a second, eventually calm down and just say, I just needed to be somewhere where I feel safe. I don't feel safe anywhere at home, and I can't trust anyone. I just need some help.
Okay. So, when you left the box in the closet, did you hide it?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you just leave it on the floor?
I hid it. I think I said I hid it.
Okay. Then I would say, I wish I had a role for him and his site. But
Generally
Should I
subterfuge to hide
I could
things.
cook up a dice pool for him.
You generally use
Maybe.
subterfuge to hide things.
yeah, so let's do would that be like a manipulation or like a
No, manipulation is social. You're looking at dexterity. Normally.
dexterity? Okay, so yeah. Roll dex and subterfuge.
Oh, no. I'm not having that.
1.
So he hugs you and says it's okay. And then he looks out of the corner of his eye where you came out of the closet, and he sees the corner of the box. And suddenly his grip gets a lot tighter, and you can't move anymore. And he says, well. Looks like someone went poking where they weren't supposed to. And
I fight him
okay.
as hard as I can, try to just run.
Yes. Okay.
Cecil, we need your roll.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Yeah.
else?
So okay. So we'll see. Okay. So Renee, in this moment, so we're all in this moment where you've been found out. You're being grabbed onto. Renee decides to try and bite him. What is everyone else doing?
I'm still covered in toilet. I'm still covering myself in toilet water.
You're not in toilet water anymore.
We are.
That's
we
not-
are all in the
so-
same body.
You're all in the
You
same
guys
body.
are all in the same moment because Renee rolled highest on her method. That's where you all are. You were all in the closet, and you all were living the moment of like pretending that you were trying, like basically pretending that you ran away from home. So you're all being held by this guy who's discovered that you found his box and it's in the closet. Renee is trying to bite this guy. What is Cecil trying to do?
Okay.
Aaron, I know what Aaron will do.
Yeah, go ahead with Aaron. It's gonna take me a while to figure this out.
Aaron will in a very shaky voice just be like, "There's another person there further in there. I don't know where they went, but they're in there," and just like point outwards.
Okay.
They put it there. I don't know what it is.
And Cecil?
Are we? Okay, I'm gonna guess. In that case, if this is the exact same situation, then Cecil will try. I assume this is a different situation. The letter thing's gone, so I can't stab or anything.
Yes, correct.
Stick
Okay.
a thumb in his eye.
Yeah, I'm going to try and step underneath in between his legs, and I'm going to try running for whatever he came from.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for Renee, you roll Dex and Brawl. Aaron, Manipulation and Persuasion.
What about composure?
Nope.
No.
Damn it.
Cecil. Dex and Athletics.
Cool.
Okay.
There's no reason you can't combine Renee and Cecil's idea.
I was gonna say it works together.
Yeah, I think so. So in that
Shit. I'll
moment,
keep that in mind.
you bite down on one of the hands and you slide under his legs to run towards the door. But the box is no longer with you. Do you continue to run out the door, or what do we do next?
Reminder, the three of you are working as part of the same mind. It's just a matter of whose will is stronger to force this body to do what they want it to do.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if it's a similar idea, we can combine those roles.
If you all come up with something similar, but again, this is not planned, you just do what you
That's
think
true.
is gonna happen.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't
Okay.
want to leave without the proof, so I think I'm gonna run into the kitchen and grab a knife.
Okay. So, okay. That would be then the opposite way, because if you slid under his legs and you would be going towards the front
opposite
door,
direction.
the
Okay.
opposite direction. But there is a way to go around, because there is a throughway that you can get to the living room, from the living room into the kitchen. It has a different just entryway. It's just going to be a longer
Okay,
route.
then a question. On the way into the house, were there a pair of garden shears laying down?
like outside.
Yeah.
Like way outside,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'd
then
say
I'm
so.
gonna go outside, grab the shears, and come back in.
Oh my god.
I'm back in.
We need the proof.
If I can, I mean,
Says
Aaron
who?
is just leaving.
Yeah, Cecil's leaving immediately. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Aaron is booking it.
I mean, it's all gonna be Dex and Athletics, but just whoever rolls higher.
This isn't gonna be a good roll for me.
Nope.
If we all fail.
Okay.
One.
And you run out. But the proof is gone.
Man. So wait, we escaped.
Mhm.
Ash,
Oh.
what
Yes.
actually happened that night?
When the keys went into the door, you saw various versions of what happened. Some more morbid than others. and you used those to essentially move around the house just out of his view until you snuck out of the back door and ran all the way to the police station, where you turned in the box and he was arrested. Unfortunately, it made you a pariah. People didn't know why you were in that house. They made certain assumptions about why you knew where everything was. And the community of your church never really recovered from the stain that was this man.
What was it like growing up after all of this?
Very lonely. It was definitely the main thing that caused the rift between her and her parents. Because, well, Ash believed that she did the right thing. Her parents saw it more as a scandal than anything. And it was then that they started to be afraid of you. Afraid of the things that you knew, that you could know. And Ash just continued through most of high school to be very lonely. But she did have that one friend towards the end of high school, but we know how that turned out.
Right. Those feelings firmly stuck in all of you. Ash, wherever you are, you were told to enter. Having had to relive all of that, knowing that they did as well. Knowing that everything they did to try and change that, they were ultimately helpless, and it was ultimately hopeless. Whatever hope these three had of trying to do whatever they did, it wasn't going to change anything. Not for you, not for them. You were told to enter by the steward because this isn't over. They chose this. They're gonna have to live with it. As you step in, Aaron, you are brought out. It is a similar format. First things first, what's a topmost memory that you wish you'd had forgotten? Tell these children what they're going to experience and see how they react individually.
Today is a very, very hard day. One that you'd known from the morning that you woke up to getting yourself up. Dad didn't help you at all. There was no reason to. He was asleep. And so you had gotten yourself up for that day, and for 8 hours at school, you're about 16 years old. And that whole time, it was ticking over and over and over again. That clock was coming closer to where you would be forced to go home. And there was a deep sinking feeling in your stomach, one of dread, one that is, I cannot go home right now. I cannot go home today. Today is a bad day. So much so that a deed happened in one of the classrooms, 8th period. We don't know the circumstances of such, but all you know is someone got hurt and that you're now in the principal's office with a thought that You cannot leave this room. You cannot go home. You cannot see him. And so, where you are all at right now is 16 years old-ish in the principal's office, essentially being reprimanded. And it's going to start with this man, I don't know, tall, shaven hair, white. And he's going to say, "You did this last year, you know. You hurt a kid. And now we have to call your dad. What do you have to say for yourself?" He's gonna have to come here and pick you up. And after that, we'll have to discuss with him what we have to do with you.
I don't care.
What'd you
In
say?
fact, no. Why didn't you? No, call him. Call him. I don't care. Just go ahead, do it. Get it over with. I just may as well move me to a different class while you're at it.
You have no idea what you just did. You're liable to be suspended. And I'm not saying in school, I'm saying out of school. And I know you're smart. And so that is something that you don't want either, right? So yeah, I am going to call him. Because if you're not going to fess up, if you're going to sit here and just waste my time, then yeah, I'm going to call him. And he says that. And there is a driving force to where it's you don't know what's going to happen if he calls him. And that's terrifying. And so now you are stuck here with the mission now similar to where the quarry was to escape. It's sort of an opposite mission to where you need to stay here. You need to essentially stall as long as you can because you don't want to go home. Not at all. So what do you guys do? He's reaching for that phone because he says he's going to call Dad.
Okay, question.
Mhm.
Are there scissors?
Yeah. On a cup, there's like pens and pencils. There's, you're in the principal's office, so it's littered with all sorts. There's a computer. There's,
Okay. Can I
filings,
take the
a
scissors
stapler.
and cut the phone cord?
Yeah, I would say do something like dexterity. Would it be like melee or would it be athletics?
Melee if you use a weapon. That's the general rule.
Okay.
I
So-
I got nothing in either, so.
Nothing in either. Okay.
Oh, is it
Then-
melee?
Yeah. Then, I mean, it's just an automatic fail, right?
You said dexterity?
I would say dexterity and melee because you have to
I
be
meant
kinda quick.
between athletics and melee, I have none. So it didn't matter.
Oh, so it'd just be dexterity then.
Except I just added melee just because.
Okay. I mean, the principal is on edge, but he's not so on edge to think like you're gonna do something stupid again, because you were just sitting there in the corner before. Like he mentioned, you were just essentially twiddling your thumbs. And so I would say you are successful in that you are going to snap or cut that cord. Actually, I should ask Nigel, are we doing the 3 minds in 1 again, or is this 3
No,
individuals
this
again?
starts with 3 individuals first.
Okay, got you.
So it's
So
Ash's
you are going
action.
to cut that. You are going to cut that cord, and it is going to be he's going to be very furious. Ash or Cecil, what would you like to do?
I think for Ash, just tears start falling from her eyes because even though she doesn't really know the whole story with Aaron's dad, she herself did not want to spend a lot of time at home. So the idea of at-home suspension, not a happy thought. I think she pleads with the principal and just begs and says, please, can I do after school detention? I'll do it for the rest of the year. Just please don't suspend me. I can't I will be better. I'll do better. I won't hurt anyone else. Just please. Anything but that.
Would that be persuasion, charisma, or persuasion, manipulation?
Manipulation is generally the role you use when you need someone to do something in a certain way.
So then persuasion, manipulation, would that make sense?
Yeah.
I do that.
So close.
Oh.
His face will soften a bit, but he's just gonna shake his head and he's gonna say, We've tried to talk to you. You have pushed us out every single time. We've had you with the guidance counselor, and she has sat with you for 30 minutes, and you wouldn't say a damn thing. Why are you spilling it now? And now it is going to go to Cecil.
You're muted.
You're muted. We can't hear you.
I shouldn't be. It doesn't say I'm muted.
There we go. You're good now.
There you go.
Cecil is going to just loudly sort of shout that I have a gun in my locker.
Interesting. Okay. What role would that be? I feel like that's just an automatic success. I think that's just an easy thing to say.
Yeah, I don't think any principal is going to take that unseriously.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
He's going to shout, I have a gun in my locker. I was going to use it today. I hate everyone. I hate everything. I can't stand this anymore.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Security, get in here. Please sit with this kid. Right now. Sit with this kid right now. It's the end of the fucking day, but we'll get these damn kids out. And he is going to storm off, and security is going to be with you. They're going to start handcuffing you, and police are going to start to get called. Now let's go back to Renee. I do not understand you. You know what? We're just going to drive you home. Because you just, not only did you do what you did before, but now you have cut my phone string and I can't even call your dad. So no, I'm gonna drive you home.
Does he know if I give him a fake address, would he believe it?
He knows your address.
Damn it. Okay. God, my first thought was to cut his brakes.
Then you die in the car.
Look, man, that was just my first thought. Okay. Okay. I'll go along with it for now.
Yeah. He's gonna stand up. He's gonna take your arm, and then he is going to find. Oh, there are people who would drive for this school. Someone who, not like a bus, because it was a bit more rural, and so there's individuals who weren't on the bus route, and so he would find one of these individuals that would drive for that wasn't on the bus route, and he would essentially just say, take this one home. I'll call their dad another time, but the little shit cut my phone cord. I just don't want to deal with him anymore. So here, take him. Oh, you know what? I don't want to put it on you. And he would have went out the principal's office to where that there's like a main office where like the secretary ladies would be sitting and things like that. Mm-hmm. And he is just from right there. There's kids in that room, and they're watching you, and they're leaving the building. Some have to stay to get meds, or some have to stay to get other things, and they're watching you, and their eyes are piercing into you as you sit here with him holding onto your arm, grabbing another phone that's out in the secretary's office. And I want you to roll a willpower save.
Just click the word willpower.
you are able to sit there and stomach just sort of what's going on around you, sort of the stares, the people judging, the people who have no idea what the hell you are about to go to. But I would say because you pass this willpower, you have access to make another action.
Okay. I want to pull the fire alarm.
You would need to break his grip, and so that would be a.
I'll wait. If we're leaving and we pass it, I'll pull it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I would say that works if you pass it. But now that leaves me to put you at something like. It would have to be a strength.
Athletics, because you're being held by an adult.
Athletics. Yeah. And it's probably going to be pretty difficult.
Okay, great. Hold on. Where's strength at S? Bottom of the thing. There we go. Boom.
I'll say you reach over. You are passing to where the parking lot might go, and there is a fire alarm, and you reach over and you try it, and you feel your fingertip clip it to where the lever pulls a little bit, but then it snaps back into place. It doesn't go all the way. And he's just, you aren't able to pull it, but he's just going to look at you upset and just be like, what is wrong with you? Genuinely, what is wrong with you?
I don't want to go home. I can't go home.
It doesn't matter. You haven't given us anything to go by. You have been nothing but a pain to work with in this regard. You are a grade A student, and I've reached out to you for things like honor society, for things like extracurriculars, and you denied them over and over and over again. So no, we're gonna settle this out of the school. And this man's gonna drive you home while I talk with your dad in there. And that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna put you into that car with that individual who, you know, he's a paid driver. He's essentially the same thing as a bus man. He's really not connected, but you are gonna be heading home, and it's not a very long drive. So
okay,
now,
quick question: is the child lock on?
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. All right.
And I'd imagine there's probably going to be two individuals in this car, seeing as you have already caused some shit. Like you're young, you're 16, and so you're not like completely child, but you are young. So now we're gonna go back to Ash.
So yeah, after trying to plead, is our backpack in the room? Have our stuff?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
You weren't able to. It would have been in your locker, and this event happened in class, where your backpack would still be in your locker.
well, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, then I don't think, because otherwise she would have just grabbed it, but she's gonna just like haul ass out of that room and out of the school and just run. I don't know if Aaron had like a place outside of school and home that they just like maybe similar to the lake area that they took us.
If you manage to get out, I will let you roll to find it.
Okay.
If you manage to get out. So I would say
if I get out.
to get out, it'd be stamina athletics, right? Or dexterity athletics?
Depends. How was your constitution?
It's not amazing. I have a 1 in stamina, 2 in dex.
Dex is to be faster, stamina is to keep it up for longer.
I would say with this, you wouldn't need to keep up for long. It's a pretty rural area.
Okay.
And so you would just need to get out, and you would lose them pretty quick. You can probably infer that cops are going to be called, but you are able to get away.
Okay.
If you pass the roll.
If I roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Come on.
Okay. It's not very, I would say it's very difficult. I mean, these aren't trained cops. This is basic school security for a rural place. At most, it's a PE teacher that has to be pulled in to take a kid aside. And so you're going to quickly bolt out of your seat, and you are going to open that door, and you've left the school 100 times before. You know where the exit is, and you're able to do it quickly. The adults in that room are going to call after you. They're going to say, "Hey, wait, no, come back," and they're going to try and get you back in because, it's their ass if you're gone. But you don't care because you can't go back home. Not today. Not today of all days. You can't go back home. And so you are going to make it out, and it's pretty rural. It's November, so it's not the warmest, but, you have a light coat on. Your heavier coat would have been in your locker, and so it's a little chilly, but you are able to get out, and you are you're further away. There's probably a field that'd be next to the school where you're able to start crossing it, and in the distance you can see that there's people, but you know that there is a location nearby that you can start searching for once you get there, or once you get further away. Cecil, we are going to you. The alarm has been pulled, or not the alarm has been pulled, but there is the PE teacher, like I mentioned, the security is going to be with you, and they're going to be restraining you, and they have like these very cheapo, it's like the zip tie cuffs, to where it's nothing official, but it's, if you need to restrain someone, especially a high schooler, they need to use something. And so they're going to restrain you, and you are going to hear in the other room that there is going to be talks of, yeah, I need to get cops down here. It could be something serious. The kid said he had a gun. I'll get Elias on the line too. We got to let him know. And just hearing that name, Elias, put a rock in your stomach as well. You don't know why.
I'm just going to keep on screaming that, it's premeditated. I meant for this to happen. I was going to try and kill as many people as possible. I'm a huge risk to everyone.
I don't even think you need a roll. I genuinely don't. Because I think you're going to achieve your desired effect of, it's going to get that attention. And the chaos outside the room is going to start booming. And there's going to be kids who are walking around. The adults are going to have to start corralling kids and start being like, yes, just leave, we got it under control. Just leave.
Aaron?
It's just one of those moments.
Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
As much as they try, how did this night end?
You weren't able to get away from home. It was November. You didn't know any other place you could go to. The only warm location that you knew would be open and wouldn't call your dad to come pick you up. It was home. You had to face the lights. You had to face the music. So the reality of the situation was Aaron stabbed the hand of a kid, one of their tormentors, in class. What they were doing didn't matter because this was the anniversary of her mom's death. And the anniversary of her mom's death is very closely tied to the abuse that they would be worried about facing when they get home and seeing their dad, Elias Schmidt. And so, you will find yourself at home before the door because you were not able to escape. The principal was not having it. You had harmed a kid, and they'd called your dad not to pick you up, but just to let you know that you were coming home, and as much as you wanted to get away, you couldn't. You knew you had to face the music. Do you want me to go on more, Nigel?
Yeah. Tell them what they experienced. How did it end?
So you will enter this room then. And before you even see anything or smell or hear anything, it's a smell is going to hit you. Stale food, stale alcohol. It's almost you would say it's a sty if it wasn't so meticulously cleaned up on the surface. It's just, you know that from that living room, you can hear the TV going way too loud to push out thoughts. So much so that it's like a pressure against you. And you're going to close the door behind you. You're going to try and do it as quick as you can. Not as quick, but as softly as you can. But it's like a sixth sense. The second it closes from the other room, you are going to hear a yell. Aaron, get in here. And you are going to be pulled, not because you want to go in there, because if you know you don't, it's going to be worse. And so you go in, and you will see this man, bloated nose, bloated gut, balding, sweating. He is sitting on this recliner, and he's not moved for hours, but beside him there are bottles upon bottles upon bottles that, contrary to what the rest of the room looks like, it's quite clean. It's just, it seems like right now is what he is drowning himself. You can see his eyes are red. He's been crying for some time. But he's not going to tell you that, and he's not going to let it show. Because right now, you are the source of all of his pain. He believes that you are the reason that he can't be happy right now. That he had lost the love of his life. And so he is going to give you an absolute tongue lashing. He is going to spout off years worth of gripes that he has had with you. For 16 years, he has had you, and for 16 years, he has held this resentment for you, that if you didn't exist, you, Aaron Schmidt, if you didn't exist, he would be happy. His wife would still be alive. And now, on this anniversary, he is forced to think about it and forced to live with this individual who he believes is the root of his suffering. So he's not going to get physical, but he, for hours, is going to pour out this pain onto you. Until eventually, he is going to be too tired to keep going. And he's just going to be a sobbing mess of a man in that recliner. Which will give you a moment to retreat to your room and put on your headphones and put on a cassette and blast music so loud that you can't even hear yourself crying. And that is how that ends.
Aaron, while everyone else experiences this fully, you don't have, similar with Ash, you do not have the veil of being a kindred. You do not have deadened emotions, and you do not even have the safety net of being who you were as children. You simply experience this in the moment as it is. The absolute emotional abuse and destruction of your very character. And Aaron, you hear the voice tell you this. We can go deeper. He will pull out something else. He will pull out something worse. What could be worse than this, Aaron? And this time, the three of you will be, once again, singular body fighting for control. But what is the situation that they find themselves in that could potentially be worse than this?
Okay. Give me just a second, because I also have to pull up my notes just to get some more details. It's going to be some years back again. You're even younger now. This time, you know your sister is here. But they're in the other room because they're defending you from Elias. Instead of you being out there, taking that brunt of it all, you know she's out there receiving a very similar tongue lashing that you had received years later. And that hurts more. The fact that there is someone who is taking that brunt of the abuse. The fact that there is someone who wants to fight for you and is trying to care for you. You hate that idea because it only brings them down too. And so it's a similar situation. Only now you are within your room. Your music is loud and blaring. You are trying to just push all your feelings off because you don't want to think about anything. But cutting through that music, you hear shouting from your sister and your dad. And it is escalating. And in your gut, you don't know if you just want to sit here and stomach it, knowing that your sister's out there fighting for you and you're sitting here doing nothing, or if you go out there and experience that pain again as you have many times before, and if it is something worse. So now, that is where you find yourself. Do you go out and address the noise with your sister? Or do you sit here and just accept that she is helping you and that you can't do anything because you are worthless? Who would like to go first?
I think I'll go out.
So you would want to go out?
Yeah.
Make a willpower.
Remember, these are free minds in the same body, so...
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, right?
Is there any other decisions that you two would like to make?
And I think I would also go out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd also go out.
I don't think I need to have you roll a willpower unless
Yeah,
you crit.
Thankfully, we're in the mind of Aaron, but I don't have these Aaron rolls. I'm good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The dice don't know that you're playing Aaron yet. But
Unified
once
decision.
they figure it out,
Oh no, but don't
Yep.
don't say anything, and they're listening.
Unified decision. So what happens?
Yeah.
So you know, in your gut, you need to go out there. You can't just let her fight on her own. You have to do something. You have to make sure that she is there and okay or something, anything. And so you will go out and you'll make your way to the kitchen. In the corner of your eye, you can see that living room, and it's spotless. You wouldn't have any idea that this was a broken home. But no, you walk forward and you hear your sister and dad arguing. And sister's yelling and saying, I am never coming back here ever again. I never hope to see you because I know the second that both of us leave, me and Aaron, I'm going to take Aaron out of this household. If it is the last thing I do, I am not going to have you hold him here anymore. And Elias, while he has spent so much time saying about how much he hates Aaron and how much he wishes that they didn't exist, is fighting against that idea. Aaron will be under my responsibility, and it is not yours to call. I need to make sure that she doesn't hurt anyone else. It is my responsibility. You hear me, Erica? You hear me? I do not want to see her go with you. Because you're just running away. You're not facing anything. You're just running away. So it is my final decision. When she hits 16, when they hit 16, they are not going with you. And Erica is going to keep shouting. But before her mouth opens and she shouts more, she's going to look towards you and see that you're standing there in the archway of that kitchen. And is just going to take a deep breath and just go back to your room. Please. What do you do? You can try and logic it. You can try and get physical. You can try and be reasonable.
I think I will try and run towards Erica and grab onto her and plead to take me with her now. That I don't want to be here without you.
I would say, what note are you trying to hit? Who are you telling this to? Are you telling it to Elias? Are you telling it to your
Erica.
dad? Are you trying? Okay, so that is what she wants. She wants to take you in.
But like now.
Okay. Charisma. Let's go charisma persuasion.
Okay.
I would say it's not manipulation because it is something that she wouldn't be, you're not changing her mind on something. Okay, so that's 2 successes. And so that's your route is to, yeah. What about you two?
Do you have anything?
You can choose not to. Like, you can choose not to fight it.
I'm still thinking.
It's true. You can just go back to your room and try and stomach it.
I was definitely going to try and go back to my room and try and stomach it, but since that's not really the route we're going for, I'm going to...
You could do whatever you want. If you roll higher than any one of us, then that's the route that we take.
Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck me. Okay, fine, I'll go back up to my room and stomach it.
Okay. For this, would it be a composure or like a resolve or?
Could be both. Resolve plus composure. You can make that roll.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Composure resolve.
Composure resolve. Cool.
Because are you trying to like show that you're strong and listening to Erica in this moment?
Yes. Basically, just trying to stomach ignore it, just do what I'm told, and be a good kid.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. What are you doing, Renee?
I think I'm on the same end as Ash.
You don't have to fight it.
All right, then. So that's what we're going to do then. Do you want to also roll a persuasion charisma to potentially increase it?
I'll see if I do
that
better.
How it worked? Yeah.
Yeah, crit.
So close.
Look, man, I tried.
So you're sitting there, you are clutching Erica, holding her so tight that you feel as if it would never let go because you don't want to let go. You want to be with her. You don't want to be in this situation anymore, even if legally you know it's not possible. You're only 14. As far as guardianship goes, it's going to fall onto the dad. And Elias is going to see this and he's going to shake his head and he's just going to start laughing, a disgusting laugh. And he's going to say, you're making this big show. You're making this big show. Like you don't care about anyone but yourself, Aaron. You sit here and you say that you want to be with Erica, that you say that you want to do this, you want to do that, and you don't give a shit about anyone or anything. If it was up to you, you would stay in that room forever, and you wouldn't leave. You wouldn't even eat. No.
Aaron?
I keep you alive.
Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
In child Aaron's fantasies, during this moment, what was the outcome you would hope for? Describe what would have happened if you had your way. If the universe was fair to you.
The perfect way that this situation would have turned out is Erica would have went to Aaron's room and said, all right, we're going. DHS is here. They're saying that you can't stay here anymore. And since I'm 18, I can have legal guardianship of you. And so we're going to leave and you're going to stay with me as your legal guardian. That's what would have happened.
And maybe your life would have turned out differently? Would you say?
It would have probably turned out extremely differently.
And what would you have felt growing up if that happened? How would it
If
have
that
been
would have
different
happened
in broad stroke? How would you have been different?
from 14 to 16, those were some of the worst years for Aaron. Because Erica wasn't there during those years, and it was just Elias and Aaron. So it would have been a lot more peaceful. There would have been a lot less yelling. Aaron would have been able to put themselves to Erica. They would have been able to try and get their education away from someone who is every day incessantly against them.
Would you have been happy?
Oh yeah.
Do you think you would have been
Aaron-
fulfilled at this current age?
I don't know if fulfillment's the word, but Aaron would have been a lot more hopeful to the idea that there is someone in their life that wanted to have them be in their presence so much so that they would pull them out of something horrible.
Last question. Do you think this whole thing with kindred would have happened to you? Because it happened, according to your sire, because you were isolated and there was no one there, and he didn't have to worry about the cleanup. You had nothing to go for in life, so you could have a chance in the unlife. Would that have been the case had this played out the way you wanted it to?
It's a tough say, because Aaron would have probably taken a similar path in going to education.
But would
But
you have
Aaron
been
would have
alone?
definitely been more social. No, Aaron would not have been as alone as they were.
Would you have had family that might have looked for you? That might have questioned? That you would visit more often? Be connected with?
Aaron would have had Erica, yeah. There would have been way less of a schism than there was because of those 2 years.
So it's fair to say you would have been happy? Happier?
Happier.
And so the three of you feel that. You see how it would have played out with the decision that Ash and Renee have forced upon young Aaron. But that's not how life played out. And while you have that hope, Aaron, or rather Captain, please destroy the hope we've just given them. What actually happened?
The reality is, Aaron didn't leave that room. Aaron wanted to. They tried to. They walked up to the door multiple times, put their hand on the handle, and they tried to leave to go to the kitchen, to say something to Erica, anything, because they knew that Erica was 18 and that they were leaving, and they were going to Chicago. And Aaron wanted to go with. But where Aaron would use rationalization to help them not sit with their emotions, right here they couldn't help but silence their they couldn't help but use their rationalization in a negative way. There is no reason why Aaron, right now, as a 14-year-old, could leave this home, because there wasn't a DHS case. Elias was never abusive on the surface. He was a quiet man, and in his community he would provide, but he was retired. He was quiet, retired, and there was nothing on the surface that would have shown that it was a horrible home life. And so Aaron sat there and wallowed, knowing that Erica was leaving them. They would be all alone with this horrible individual. And at that point, it felt like it would be forever. And so the last thing that Aaron can recall of that memory is Erica entering that room, hugging them, and promising them that they would come back for them as soon as they could.
Did she?
Giving them their phone number. Eventually, yes, but not after 2 years of hell.
That's what you all feel. The hope and the reality. And you were forced to get back in there whether you want to or not, you made this choice. Cecil is dragged out. For now, we are going to take a 10-minute break. And when we continue, it's the other two's turn to start showing their colors. Don't go anywhere. We will be back, but do take a break.
that's not the most like 2000s
We-
emo like.
We are back. Before we continue, I would like to remind the audience that we are once again covering some topics that is absolutely not suited, not just for people under 18, but just for people in general. So take a break if you need it, and if you're going to stick around, then we have a story to tell. Cecil, you have been pulled out of this hellscape firmly with the memories of Ash and Aaron as your own. But you don't get a choice in this matter. You are strapped in and you are going to have a surface memory taken from you, something horrible. The three of them will be acting individually, and you may tell them what happens to them, or you may ask what they might try to do, whatever their hopes are. What do they experience?
So the one thing that they do experience is that your memories, let's say, before and after of everything that happens with Cecil's life, and the first main cause will be on the bus. It'll just be on a regular, it'll be on a regular Chicago bus, which is dirty and shit, but it's sunsetting, and it's likely winter, slightly after the high school or the high school days high school day has ended, and the bus is just ragging on as usual. The bus is actually quite desolate. There's only, including your friends, there's around 2 seats taken, but you and your friends have been, I mean, your friends are drinking quite a bit. They have already spent a few beer bottles, and they're just sort of rolling back and forth on the floor of the bus. And as they're sort of jeering at you and pointing, and these kids are older than you, so you think, oh, they're older than me, so therefore, you know, I have to listen to them a little bit. I have to listen to them. They're the mature ones here. And they then start pointing towards this hooded person in the front of the bus. Somebody who is just has like this rucksack with them, but is holding up sort of this lanky guy that's holding one of the bus supports as the bus goes along. And as they look at him, and as they look back at you, they then ask you something. They ask, hey, try stealing that, try nicking that bag from him. Try nicking that bag from him. And if you go to clarify to them, you know, why do I want to steal this bag? Steal it from who? Steal it from that guy? The friends disappear immediately. It's just on the bus, you, and that stranger with the bag. What does everyone do?
I mean, I think it'd be very hard to push away the idea that I need to. Otherwise, my friends are going to leave me. And so I think Aaron is going to try their best to walk up and just slowly as they can, just like they're going to pull on the string that's sort of holding it and just see if they can just get a hold of it.
Oh, that would be, I'm going to say, guessing that'd be Dex and Subterfuge, if that's what Subterfuge.
There's actually a larceny roll, which is for thievery, specifically.
Larceny, okay.
So Dex and larceny?
Yeah, Dex and larceny.
Right. We're rolling a flat Dex. Fuck.
Right. As you try and slowly like push on the strings, you put a little bit too hard to the point where like the rubber, some of the plastic and the rubber of the bag sort of tugs along with the strings, and it makes a sudden jolt. And as you do that, you fall back a bit, and the guy looks down at you and then looks down at whoever you are and says, What the fuck's your problem, dude? Mind where you're going, dickhead. And will act like you just bumped into him rather than try to steal from him, because who would steal a bag from a random guy like this, you know? It's just a random guy on a track, like on the bus. Why would you steal something from him? And as he pushes you to the floor, you realise that there are still beer bottles sort of drifting along the bus floor, obviously unattended now, but it's a Chicago bus, so maybe you'll find like a gun or something, I don't know. It's Chicago, you know?
No. Yeah.
I love that.
No offense to
love that
Midwesterners
Sasha
here.
thinks that there's just guns on the floors of buses.
Okay, maybe you won't find a gun, but you know what I mean. It's Chicago.
There are objects on the bottom.
Next
Yeah.
person, before we offend any more people from Chicago.
Trigger warning for people in Chicago as well. That's the main thing here.
Yeah.
Which would you like to go?
I mean, I feel like if just to make sure, are we acting as ourselves, or like do we know that we're Cecil?
Again, think of it like you're in a dream. Like you don't know who you are, you know you're in this situation, so you kind of just follow the dream.
Okay, gotcha. So I feel like in this situation, Ash would be like, fuck off. I'm not stealing this. I don't want to steal something from this person.
Yeah, you said it to the friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have completely disappeared. Everyone else on the bus has completely disappeared apart from the one person who has the bag.
I sat next to the person with the bag.
Yeah, you sit next to them. I will say the bus is being driven, so technically not everyone, but yeah, you sit next to them and they are just mindlessly sort of staring blankly at the bus, barreling towards them, and all of you guys barreling on the bus, and they'll notice that you're looking at them and then say, "The fuck's your problem?"
Sorry, nothing. She just looks forward and is... Guess when we're just looking around being like, this is a really weird dream. This is really weird.
There's a moment where the bus stops, assuming that you just stay silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bus stops. He gets off, the bus door closes, and your friends have reappeared, but all three of them are looking at you with this sort of disappointment, almost disgust. And they just, without even speaking to you, they just leave you on the bus and they walk off and step off the bus without you. And you're left alone on the bus as it sort of drives off. You see the group you see the group of friends that you were with do something, but you can't, it doesn't really catch your eye as the bus is too quick and you are just left alone. No friends, nobody else, just you and the driver. Renee.
I'm gonna close my eyes for a minute and just slowly deep breathe in and out and try to see if this feeling of wanting to steal will fade.
It's not really saying you want to steal, obviously you don't really want to steal, but if your friend's pressuring you, if you feel like it's an external pressure rather than your own selfish desires or whatever needs that you have to steal this bag from this guy.
It's not a want. You have to appease your friends.
Okay. Then yeah, I think I'll just try to just sneak up and try to stealthily yoink it.
Yep, Dex and lethargy, however you pronounce
Larceny.
it. Lethargy. Larceny. That's completely different, yeah.
Okay. Pretty complete
that's
opposite. Aaron.
Yep. With the crit, you're able to sort of obviously it's a heavy bag, so once he realizes that it stepped off him, he'll be alerted right away. So you grab the bag, just yoink it immediately. Probably timing it for the moment that the bus arrives so that you can run off. As soon as you grab it, he just goes, "Hey, what the fuck?" Your friends behind you, they've reappeared, and they are all they have smiles on their faces, looking at you like proud parents would at their kids at a football game. And what do you do now? You have the bag in your hands, and the guy is standing before you quite shocked, and the bus is just about to... And actually, it has arrived at the destination, and the bus doors are open. What do you do?
I'm going to try to run off.
What do you do?
Okay.
Yep. I don't really think there needs to be a roll for it, but actually, no, if you're being chased, there must be a roll for it, right?
It's
Like
athletics dexterity to see who's faster, or stamina and
Yeah,
athletics
roll-
to see if you can outrun or outlast the chaser. Your call.
Okay, I would say stamina athletics, if you can outrun him for a lengthy amount of time.
Oh, great. We'll see.
1. Before you're able to outrun him for a while, the streets of Chicago are quite easy and narrow to sort of take a bunch of corners and go through alleyways, but sadly your lungs are not it. You're a little bit winded, out of breath. This is your first time properly stealing from someone, and as you hear yourself get knocked to the concrete, and you hear the guy shouting, I got you, piece of shit. And he rushes towards the bag. Almost as you're looking up at him, you then see a pair of hands go behind him, grab his back, and then yoist him backwards. Your friends are here. They actually want to help out. And they're helping out in a way that is not as abstained from violence as what you're doing right now, which is just robbing and stealing. But they have taken it to the extra level, and they are just pounding, wailing on the guy that you stole from, beating him, kicking him over and over and over and over again. Back to Ash. What are you doing? You're back on the bus again.
What about me?
Oh, Erin.
Yeah.
Can I do a pocket check and see if I have like a knife or anything in my pocket? Like a pocket knife?
Well, coincidentally, you do have a pocket knife given to you by the same group of friends. Although you at first they were told you that it was for self-defense, but that's what they told you.
Then from that on the floor position, I imagine we have neared the bus stop, and I'm going to try with that knife. I'm going to try and essentially slash the cord on the bag so I can grab it and dip.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to say Dex and Melee.
I have such good rolls. Oh!
You did it.
Yeah, it's enough to cut it. Yep, you slice the strap. The bag's now loose, and you have it in your hands. What do you do?
Do I need to make a similar get the fuck away roll?
Yes, I'd say make the same athletic stamina check.
Oh no. Wait, hold on. Watch this shit.
Willpower.
Oh!
You need to stop saying that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So you grab the bag, but in a moment of like sort of fight or freeze, you feel your body stiffen up, and the guy you stole from just sort of shoves you into the portion of the bus. You don't even get off the bus. He shoves you onto the ground and tries to pin you down, as obviously you've grabbed his bag. But before he can really make any real progress, he's shouting, "So 911! Someone call 911!" Smash. You hear the sound of glass. You hear the sound of glass falling onto the floor as the guy you just stole from has been glassed by your friends directly at the back of his head. You can see as you're laying down, he lays down next to you, and you can see blood trickling down from the back of his temple, or from the front of his temple, sort of trickling down. His body starts seizing and vibrating. He starts sort of rapidly seizing as his mouth starts to foam. But before you can really react or get help, your friends sort of basically carry you or like grab you like harshly. Do you want to do anything? Do you want to resist, or do you want to go with them?
No. I can't shake that. I imagine I wouldn't be able to shake that thought, and so I'm just gonna fly with it.
Yeah, they sort of grab you, and you just, regardless of how you're acting, that they basically just grab you and take them along with you. Ash is probably the last one, since everyone else had their thing complete. But what do you want to do?
I think at the next stop, then Ash would get off of the bus by herself, and
Yeah.
I don't know if she would like want to go home just after like a group of friends like try and pressure her to do that and like leave her. So I think she just like walks for a while, just sort of taking in the being left and the position that she was put in.
Yeah, you leave, and it feels cold, very cold actually. It's a very cold day in Chicago, but your fingertips are freezing, but you tuck them into your coat, and you realize that maybe, although leaving the bus could have lost you some major connections and maybe some lifelong, maybe we could have lost some lifelong friends even. You're thinking that maybe you made the right choice. Maybe the choice of just leaving that behind, taking your leave, and not falling to any of that silly suggestion of robbing a guy. What friend group promotes another to rob a guy? That's really stupid, and something that obviously leaving, you did the adult thing, you did the right thing in that situation. You take in the air and you realize that it could have been a lot darker. You could have hurt someone. But thankfully, nobody's got hurt today, and that's all because of you. But
Cecil,
obviously, that's not what happened.
if that's what could have changed your life, then what actually did happen?
Cecil had a little bit of an initiative to him. He didn't really know that. Of course, he's been around the part, so he knows that often in Chicago, you would just get yoinked and your stuff would be grabbed and left before you even realized that your stuff had been stolen. But in his case, he really wanted to show off to his friends that he wasn't just the sort of small, snobby, rich guy that grew up with parents who ran a diamond store. So he grabbed some of the empty beer bottles, mashed it against the scalp of the guy holding the bag, and not realizing what he did, he grabbed the bag and left. But then later found out that he put that guy in a coma. That the way that the guy's head hit the bus, like the bus floor, causing him to seize and to have a seizure, basically, gave him a really traumatic brain injury that probably has for life. Maybe a loss of motor functions, but either way, he permanently altered the life of somebody who was just a random commuter in Chicago. And that really, there's a difference between just doing drugs and to impress your friends over permanently changing someone else's life to impress your friends. And since that he basically crossed the line he could never really uncross when you've decided to commit that much to the life that he's now living now.
Are these friends of yours you tried so hard to impress even still around?
He doesn't even know. Maybe to him, they're just basically faceless at this point. He doesn't even remember their names. They were just guys he hung around in high school, but after you take so many drugs, even those people become like faceless creatures.
The three of you experience this. What could have happened, and what did happen. Helplessness, peer pressure, powerful tools. But Cecil, this thing demands to go deeper. Now we get to the phase where the three of you act as a singular mind. Or a singular body with three minds. And Cecil, what could possibly be worse?
You wake up to screaming. You wake up to a gut-wrenching scream that comes from the basement of whatever house you're in. You take off, you're covered in cloths or whatever, but you just take it off. It's like this really raggedy, it's not even a cloth, it's a rug that you've covered yourself with. And you sort of dust off you swipe off all the dust and the grime and the dirt that's all over your face and hair. And you stand up. Your body feels very light, extremely light, as if you're floating, but you hear screaming down in the basement and your skin feels weird, very weird. House is pretty much abandoned. It's trash piled all over the place. It's pretty much even a hoarder's nightmare with how much stuff is all around the house. But through the smell of shit and piss and everything else, you hear the scream of something downstairs in the basement. What'd you do?
I mean, I imagine that we're all three going to go and check it out.
Yeah.
Anyone contesting that
Yeah.
action? No?
We can all roll it. What would it be? Wits?
Oh.
Does it need a roll
What
if
are
they
you
just want to
rolling
go
for?
down?
Yeah, you can just go downstairs.
It only needs a roll if you're contesting the action. If one of you decides not to.
Well, a consistent thing that you feel is that you look down at your arms or whatever as you're going down, and you literally see like lumps that are crawling over your arms, almost like there's beetles underneath your skin as they start crawling up and down your bicep and down into your arms. You try and scratch them away, but they literally cannot be scratched. Your fingers go through them, but you feel beetles and like ants crawling up and down your arms and then down your legs as well. And you go down to the basement and you see there's a woman who's laid down, crying and screaming at what seems to be something else held in her arms. What'd you do?
I don't think I want to see it. I don't think I want to confront it.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna kind of bend down to her and ask if everything's okay.
She looks up to you. Her eyes are
Well,
very
remember,
bagged.
you have to decide which one of them actually gets the action. One doesn't want to,
What does Ash?
one does.
I mean, and I would do the same thing as Renee.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
it'd be
2 for
your
1.
2 rolls against mine, I think.
It's
Yeah.
resolve and composure, I guess. Unless Cecil wants to put something else on it.
You know what? Is there a roll for? I'd say for now, you have resolve and composure for.
1, 2.
Hold on. This is my good
Already
dice roll.
lost.
Oh my god. No. I'm not Aaron.
You've already won, you fool.
But yeah, we won.
Look, okay? It's not about winning. It's about
So-
not being Aaron rolls.
The two of you, I guess. What tells Cecil what you do?
Yeah, we go down to her and ask if she's okay or if everything's all right.
You go down and try and talk to her. You then realize that she actually has a lot of blood on like the lower half of her shirt, and especially on like the lower half of her trousers. And it smells awful. It smells like, how do I say this? It smells just like regular vomit, but like vomit that has been stuck to a surface for ages. That's what she smells like. And as you go and like try and comfort her, she looks up to you, eyes bagged, very dark. Her arms look like they've been scratched by a cat or something, but her arms look really scratched. And in her arms, she has what looks to be just a pile of flesh, like as if like someone just got mincemeat that was darkened and like mincemeat that has been left out in the sun for days upon days and moldy and black, and just put it into her arms, just let it there. And she is cuddling it and squishing it, holding tight. You can hear the squishes of the beef in between her, like the fleshy squishes that are made with her arms. As she does that, she kind of jumps to her feet and then starts to walk upstairs, just completely ignoring you.
Oh, my camera fell. I mean, like me, my tether in the mind is just saying like, what is happening right now is not what I want, and I just want to get away. That is the move I want.
Well.
What does Ash and Renee want?
But you're seeing that off. I don't know.
The Aaron brain hates this. So what are our roles going to be then? One is to follow, one is to
make sure she's okay.
I think, God, I know like rationally, context clues of where we are. Calling an ambulance, not a smart thing, although the ambulances can't really get you in trouble for drug stuff.
Not in the immediate.
I think if there's a cell phone, calling 911.
You're gonna check your pockets then with your bug arms?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So for I'm gonna do, so Erin, you want to
God damn it. Yeah, what?
Evan, you don't want to know. Renee, I'll have you roll Dex and Athletics. That's the
Chase after someone.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, Dex and Athletics, and for Ash, I'll have you roll. Not roll anything. I'll have you just check your pockets. Ash, if you check your.
But don't we have to roll to see what we do next? Because it's one action.
It's one action only. You can have them roll willpower to see if they have the strength to fight against it.
Willpower makes sense.
Yeah, probably a willpower roll then in that case.
What role am I doing then? To just get the hell out?
Willpower too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say willpower, yeah.
Because you want to fight against someone else.
Oh.
Well,
okay.
Dealer's choice. Diesel, which action would you prefer take place?
One has two funny looking stars next to it.
I rolled first.
That's not...
I've already chosen. So Ash, in your pockets, you feel something very sharp, and you also feel something very smooth as well. You pull out from your pockets this half-empty needle combined with a spoon. The needle is quite dry with red blood on the top of it, on like the tip. But as you hold on to it, you have a realization in your mind. You could potentially chase after that woman and see what's happening, or you could call the ambulance or anything, but you also have this available to you. You can just use this. So what do you want to do?
Mm. Yeah, I think she would use it.
Anyone else? I feel like I'm doing an auction. Anyone?
No.
No. I'm gonna throw it on the ground and step on it.
Okay.
Not needle
Will
side up.
powers, I guess.
And I'm just leaving. I just want to leave.
I would say both of you roll resolve and composure, and I'd say across the board resolve and composure, just to see if you do or not.
2 for Aaron.
Okay, well. 4 dice, come on.
4 for Renee. 1 for Ash. You're
We're
winner.
stamping that needle.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear that, Renee? You're a winner.
I would say combining the two answers. You don't necessarily throw it away. You put it back in your pocket, but you don't take it. And instead, you do go just trying to get out. And obviously, the only way to get out is to exit out the way you came from the basement. You head up from the basement doors, and you see that the woman has accidentally left a trail of just these red stains that go up the wooden planks. And as you get up, you then earn. You want to get out, right? That's what you said, Aaron, just to leave. You open the front door. It's barely held together by the hinges, but you open the front door, and you see that there's an odd amount of red that has now dripped and stained itself onto the grass. You look left and you see that the woman is actually still inside the house, and she's doing something that involves a lighter. Either way, if you want to get out, you can just leave right now, and whatever's on the grass in the front porch, you can just walk past it. But the woman is by herself, seemingly without what she was holding, and she's doing something else instead. So what do you want to do?
Oh, yeah, fuck this. Fuck all this. I'm leaving. I'm freaking
Go
out.
back to her.
Fuck no. I hate it. Who would have thought that trauma is traumatic?
Who would have thunk? Sorry, I may have missed. So is what she was carrying, is that nowhere to be seen, or do we see?
It's in the yard.
It's in the yard. Okay.
What she's carrying, whatever it seems to be, is now in the front portion of the yard, buried in some grass.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I would go up to her and
Okay.
ask her what happened.
In that case, I would say roll. Would it be charisma and? I'd say charisma and insight to see what she's doing.
Okay.
And then for Erin, continue with that resolve and composure, just to
Get me the fuck out.
0.
I'm high as hell. I am high as hell and scared.
Who did Ash roll?
I'm high as hell, scared. I just think
Also
I witnessed
2.
something horrible.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
2.
dude.
Which one do you want
again,
to? Which action do you think would work?
Okay, we already had Ash's one. I would say in this case, it depends. Do you guys want to follow canonically what would happen, or do you want to see a what if?
Oh.
I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, they'll see it eventually. Just you decide first which one. You're gonna know eventually. So
Yeah,
in this moment, decide which one of them goes.
Well,
which happens.
we'll do the what if first, and then you guys will get the true answer. But you go to the woman, and she's trying to, for some reason, heat up. Like she's trying to also heat up a spoon, but she's trying to very shakily do so. As you approach her, she drops the spoon and looks at you as if you caught a child stealing from like a cookie jar, or you cook a child doing something that she wasn't supposed to do, and she drops the lighter, drops the spoon, starts rubbing her hands, and she says, I won't do it again, I'm sorry. She is around 30 years old. And as soon as she said that, she then just starts rubbing her hands saying, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And before you can really have a conversation with her, you then hear someone shouting in the front of the yard, shouting, what is that? What is that? Hello, is anyone there? Hello, hello? Sort of shouting towards the house. And at that moment, that's where the memory kind of cuts completely. And
Cecil,
the only thing yeah?
regardless of their choices, what actually happened to you? The actual thing that happened.
What happened is that during this eye that Cecil had, where he was at a random, this mother's house who was addicted to, she had a miscarriage in her own house, but because of how lack of presence of mind she had the miscarriage, but didn't do anything about it for at least a week. And that entire time she was just doing her regular things, eating food as regular. Half her mind was even convinced that the baby was still alive, that she had a successful pregnancy, so she was just carrying it around as if it was a regular child. And in a moment where she finally sobers up and realizes that that wasn't the case, she hid in the basement, and where Cecil found her. Obviously, in that case, as a druggie, you wish you had empathy. You wish you had the ability to call for help, to get this woman the attention that she needs, especially considering what she's gone through. But why do that when you can just leave? After all, like, what else? What's she going to give you? Like, some trouble? She's going to make you file a report against her? Like, no, you can just leave and forget everything and go to the next house. And Cecil, seeing the bloody mess in the lawn and seeing that, you know, somebody's going to see it eventually and have questions, he left as soon as he could, because he's not going to go to jail anytime soon. And what are you going to do, recover the baby? So he just left, and that woman was arrested, and that's the last he heard of her.
Feel the fear and anxiety that comes with being a junkie. The fact that at some point in everyone's lives you start to think, if drug addicts brought this upon themselves, now you get to feel firsthand what it's like to have just one hit of that stuff, and how little choice you have in anything that you do moving forward. They are just as much victims as anything else. They may have chosen it at some point. They stop choosing after that. They stop being able to decide after that. And all that's left is this fear and anxiety that you can't shake off of any of you now. But as Cecil is taken off and forced back in the game, Renee is removed. And starting with 3 separate scenarios, Renee, what is something that these 3 experience?
Okay. So Renee was 13. It was the last day of the quarter at school. And it was the end of her art class. She finally got to bring home all of the artwork she has made. And overall, you know, end of quarter, no more class work. It was a fun day at school. And she was excited for the next quarter, where she had a couple of friends in her new classes. Her day was pretty busy, and there was something that slipped her mind when she got home. Her dad was still at work, so she took the time to blast some music and hang up her art in her room. And that's where you guys start.
You can also choose not to do anything and see how it plays out.
I was gonna
Or
say,
there's stuff
things
you want
sound
to
too good right now.
I know.
Things sound so very nice and enjoyable. Which
It
only
dropped.
makes me more suspicious to what may happen.
You dropped in here as a dream. No prior history. Just, are you a child in this dream? What's your action? If anything. You can choose not to.
Yeah. I think things are great right now. Just keep doing what's happening.
If music is blasting, maybe some dancing is happening. But yeah. Other than that.
If this is just like 80s
I
dance music,
say
then
that all
yeah.
again. Hold on, say that whole thing again. I didn't hear the beginning part.
Cecil, that's you.
Petra.
Yeah, I just said if there's 80s music popping off, then yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to chill out and wait to see what happens.
Okay. A little bit of time passes. She got her room kind of more decorated, reorganized. And then she pauses the music to just relax for a moment. That's when she hears the key enter the front door. Anything?
What am I feeling then? What's the key make me feel?
You feel a bit of dread, and you remembered how you had forgotten something. And a little bit of panic.
Is that something in this room? Can I look for it?
Roll intelligence and awareness.
That is what Aaron will do. Bang! There's nothing in this room.
Not in this room, but you know something there. The rest of the house, you've done your part in this room, but you forgot that the rest of the house needed to be cleaned up.
What happens if I don't clean up the house?
Well, it's a little bit too late. He's home.
I guess I would try to I'd be still trying to act like I was cleaning, so I'll try to act like I'm cleaning.
Okay. Where are you going, Cecil?
I'm gonna go to the bedroom if there is a one, or a place that is going to be needed cleaning. So most likely the bedroom.
You're in your bedroom, so now going to Dad's bedroom?
Yes, just cleaning cleaning anywhere that looks dirty.
Okay, then let's see. Do stamina and athletics.
Oh, that's a lot of cleaning.
Doing it last second.
Clean that shit.
You're able to finish that room.
Uh-huh.
By the time he gets inside. And then Ash.
Think quick question, is there a lock on the bedroom door?
Yeah.
Okay, lock the door and hide.
Okay.
I don't think that needs much of a roll. Well, this is a stealth roll, I guess.
I was gonna say how successful the hide is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do stealth and composure.
Stealth and composure. Oh man. I suck at composure.
You gotta hold your breath in the closet or whatever.
I can't use any willpower.
You used it.
No, I only have 2. Like, I'm not using that until I absolutely have to.
Okay. Say you can hide in the closet, but it's not quiet. The rest of the house is quiet, but you're not quiet. Okay. Aaron, I forgot where you left off.
Oh, I tried to remember what I'd forgotten, and then that's when I had
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I recalled
It's too late.
that it was the cleaning stuff.
Okay, so
I think similar to how Cecil would, I think I would try and make it look like I'm cleaning. Obviously, I don't think I'd be able to clean everything, but I just want to clean what looks important.
Okay. By the time you remember what you're supposed to do, Renee's dad walks in and comes over to you and looks around the house and sees that nothing has been done yet, and we'll just ask, so how was your day?
I just got home.
School ended a couple hours ago.
Oh, I mean, it was fine, I think. Good. Yours?
No, tell me about your day. What did you do in school? I know it was the end of the quarter.
Painted? I think.
You think?
Pretty sure. I mean, Aaron, because of what Aaron knows, is that they just took all their stuff home. And that it was a good day. It was the end of the quarter. All their homework was done. Not a whole lot was probably done.
Okay.
So I think what Aaron would be doing here is just trying to think of what is the best way to respond in this scenario. Like, what would appease him?
All right, so you painted. That's what you did?
Yes. And I'm sticking to it.
Okay. So he's gonna pause for a moment to look around, and then just out of nowhere shove you to the ground and start yelling, so you remember you painted, but you didn't remember to clean this damn house?
I'm sorry.
Well, sorry isn't gonna cut it. We have company coming over. You need to clean now before I start throwing your shit away.
That's what's gonna happen then. Clean it now.
All right.
That's my action.
All right, Cecil. You're able to clean up his bedroom. As you finish, he's walking through the door. Do you stay in there, or do you come out?
I decide to stay in there and just continue cleaning until he recognizes me or until he says something to me.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't come in there right away. He sets his stuff down, looks around, and then comes to his room and just stands there.
Oh, you're back. How was it?
Can you please tell me why you're cleaning my room when I have company coming over, when they'll be in the kitchen and the living room?
Oh, I wanted to make sure everywhere was clean. I was going to get to the other areas too, but I just thought I'd do your room first, that's all.
Before you finish, he's gonna smack you across the face, and just start yelling how we have 15 minutes before they get here. We can't get you can't get this place in shape.
I'll try harder. I'm sorry. I can get to cleaning it now, but just give me a break. I can't. I can only do so many things at
You've
once.
had hours to do this.
I'm sorry. I'll be quick. I'll do it. I'll do it right now, and I'll try to clean the area that he's told me to.
And then Ash.
I'm hiding.
All right, so you're trying to hide. You can hear the footsteps enter as he sets his stuff down and walks around the house looking for you until he tries to open your door. Do you still hide? Do you open it?
Yeah, because the door's locked. So
Okay.
After pretend that she's not there.
After he tries to open the door, he's gonna start banging on it loudly, yelling, "Renee, get out here now!" And just loud bangs at the door.
Okay. Yeah, then I think come out of hiding and unlock the door and just open it like an inch.
He's going to push the door open. Can you do strength and athletics?
Ay.
Okay. When he throws the door open, you're able to stay your ground, stand up, and hold the door a little bit so it doesn't basically fly off its hinges. And he storms in and looks around your room to see everything has changed, there's new stuff up, and then he's just gonna look at you.
I'm really sorry, I forgot.
Without saying a word, he's gonna rip down all the artwork, take everything that he knows that you liked, and brings it into the living room and throws it into the fireplace.
Renee.
And then he's gonna come back to you and just say, "You have 10 minutes to get this place together before all of that burns."
Renee,
Yeah, or clean it.
how did this actually play out?
So, after Renee finished hanging up all of her art in her room, and she sits down, she had just completely forgotten that anything needed to be done. Is just kind of that feeling like you're missing something, but you know, if you don't remember, it wasn't important. Even when her dad did get home, there was still she didn't know. So he came in to her room and sat down on her bed, where she's sitting there holding a stuffed animal that her mom had gotten her when she was born, and she knows that something is wrong, so she just clenches it to her. And he does ask how her day was, and there's a moment that Renee felt that he actually cared. She doesn't even remember the last time he had asked her anything about her. So she just went on talking about how great the day was, every detail about it, basically. And before she can finish, he takes her and throws her across the room and starts just yelling. What she hears is just nonsense. She's so disoriented, and he tears down everything takes the stuffed animal from her as well and brings it all into the fireplace, and without a second of thought, he lights it.
How are these three feeling in this memory? What were you feeling this moment that they're now all feeling? I mean, Renee, like
But in
how
this
are...
case,
No, I mean like Renee, how did you feel in this moment? Because that is how these three are going to be feeling right now.
The biggest emotion is just like scared for her life. You know, her heart's beating out of her chest, and she saw everything that she had loved just be thrown out like it was nothing, like there was nothing left for her.
The three of you will recall all the times that Renee tried to help and tried to do what she thought was right and tried. It may have made it worse, it may have done nothing, but ultimately she tried. You're seeing a memory of potentially why. And you are going to feel that helplessness and that fear and that despair and the inability to do anything. You can't do anything. What are you gonna do? It's your father, he's stronger than you. You try something, it's probably not gonna end well, is it? At this moment, Renee, her voice comes in and is rather curious with you. It wants to see more. Cecil had no parents involved. Aaron's was emotionally abusive, though was Ash's, but not necessarily physically abusive when it comes from family. At least no memory yet of such action. Yours, on the other hand, is different. Because it's one thing for the world to abuse you. It's another for your own flesh and blood to do it. And it wants to dig deeper. Doesn't matter what you want. Because once again, you are helpless. As it pulls something even worse out of your mind and forces it upon these three. Without your consent, without you being able to control what happens, it just uses you as the battery for their misery. But, so as not to do a disservice to this memory and what happens next, because we are out of time, we will continue this next week with Renee kicking us off and a few more things from everyone before this hell actually ends. But for now, we will pause our story there. Thank you to everyone who still stuck around through all of that and what horrible things has happened to these characters. Hopefully you are feeling alright, and hopefully you will catch us next week when we continue this hellscape that they have voluntarily put themselves in. And who knows? Maybe they'll grow. Maybe this coterie will finally get along. Or maybe they'll just hate each other even more for putting them through all of this. Whatever the case, thank you so much to everyone who watched. Before we go, why don't the players all introduce themselves and what hole people might find you under, starting with George Lee.
I'm George Lee, and you can find me on YouTube and Twitch, and most of the time now Instagram at George Lee with 2 eyes. I post clips of this, and it's very fun. And we have some clips in the works. Shug and I.
I'll take it around to it.
Captain?
My name is Captain. Of course, I was playing Aaron Strangelove, and I don't have any social medias to find me on, so do not worry about that. The only song that I have is a Queens of the Stone Age song, and it is Vampire of Time and Memory.
Petra?
Hey, I'm Pedro Pica. You can find me at Pedro Pica HXH on Instagram. And the Twin Peaks thing, this actually cost only £35. So that's the price reveal for you guys.
Why?
Yeah, that's it.
Why are you wearing handcuffs?
What do you mean?
Show me your hands.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
That immediately was more interesting.
Shig, it's your turn.
That's a funny. That's a
Want
funny.
to be my turn.
That's a funny
Shig.
bit to run.
I'm Shig. Find me on Instagram at Manascono, where I've been posting a lot of things. And I have more art to show, and it's in a frame, so I have a feeling you're not going to be able to see it because of the glare from my lights. So hopefully, oh, you do see it. It's a watercolor painting of Clyde and Dale. Look at him.
On the bridge?
He's just tiny.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Good tease.
So cute.
my painting for the.
nice. So, once again, we will be back next week with the usual thing. We are not going to cheapen the whatever's going to happen here because Renee, and by extension Shig, is going to have her moment to torture the other three as they have been doing all session to her. And then everyone else is going to get something else. This doesn't end how you think it's going to. Catch us again next week, and we will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cybernation has entered.